Happy Monday, everybody. I was outside trying to take a picture for my thumbnail, and the wind is blowing like crazy. It blew my phone over. But anyways, I got it done, and you can tell by my hair. So where I left you off with last week's video, um, we made the uh, we made the I can't even think, like grocery bags. I did make a couple more, and I have been carrying this around for about a week with heavy stuff in it. I know, I'm crazy. And it has done very, very well so far. Um, so I did make a couple more. They have chickens on them. And I took those to my work because he said I could put stuff in there. I've got like a purse. I got stuff that, like, because of where I work is like a tractor place, so it pertains to like farming and stuff like that. So I took those there. I have one more bag I want to make, and it has got a cool turkey on it. One of the guys that I work with, he has some turkeys that he feeds and chickens and stuff. So he gave this to me. So I want to do that this week. Oh, hang on a minute. One thing I did forget to show you guys. I know I talked about making this circular glasses case that one of my friends wanted. And I just made it circular. I kind of put a little bit of a sort of a ruffle on it, and then just a button. I've never seen this before, but she had sent me a link to one. But you just put your glasses in like that and button it closed, and they don't fall out, which is cool. She just wanted it, I think, basically for her sunglasses to stick in her purse and stuff. So I will see her in a couple of weeks and give this to her. But yeah, something different. It's not something I would really want to make to sell, I don't think. I probably wouldn't. Although, I don't know if you guys find this, but I find when somebody asks you to make something and then you make it to sell it again, that's the thing that's most profitable. I don't know, it's kind of weird. Also, where did I put it? Oh, I got this done. I'll give you a close-up. I got this done. I used the tab over button. This is the only way I used to make my purses before I got into zippers. I was too scared to make zippers. I only made one handle because it's not very wide, so it doesn't draw up on the sides. But I did make a small coin/wallet and a key fob. And then inside the purse, I put a little tab so it can be clicked on there. You know, I'm finding with keychains nowadays that most of your cars have those key fobs where you don't even really need to take your keys out of your purse. So I thought that would work very handy. And it does have one pocket inside. Now, I bought a yard of this fabric, and let me tell you how much I got out of this yard. If I can get this back up. Oh. Okay. So that purse is I cut it 13 by 13, and then with the pocket and the handle. And then I got enough for 2 of the coin wallets, 1 of the regular flat zipper pouches, and 1 for the boxed zipper pouches. And then I got enough for 4 key fobs. So a yard of fabric Well, I guess technically because you have to have enough for the inside. So 2 yards of fabric. That's quite a bit. That's quite a bit of items to get out of that. Pretty happy with it. And I'll tell you what worked out so great. The last strip of fabric I had left was the exact size for key fobs. It couldn't have worked out any better. I did get that purse. I don't know if I mentioned it. I did get it listed on Etsy, so it's up for sale. There's a couple more items I need to get on my Etsy that I don't have yet. So for this week, I think I'm going to do a separate video on the box bottom zipper pouches on how to make those. So I don't know when I'll get that done. Maybe this week or next week. I'm not sure. But that won't be a regular video. That'll be just an extra video that I put out. So I want to get that video made hopefully this week. And I want to get the rest of this fabric sewed up plus this. I will be gone one night. I've mentioned this before, but I have a group of ladies. There's about 20 of us all together. And our hometown has a Halloween parade. And this will be our 15th year, 16th. This will be our 16th year we've been in this parade. And we raise money throughout the year, and we give a scholarship to our hometown high school. It's not a very big one, but it's, we're raising the money ourselves. So anyways, we have to get together to pick our winner this week. And I'm thinking it might be tomorrow night. I'm not sure. So that's on my schedule too. Other than that, that's about it. I feel pretty well prepped for my next upcoming market, which isn't until the third weekend in May. So I'm not, really concerned about that. The only thing I want is to have maybe a couple more new, fabrics to go. But I did get an Etsy order today. And let's see. It's for this one. This has been out of stock for 3 months, and I just put it back on Sunday, actually. So, yeah. And you know what's crazy? The last 2 orders I've had are return customers, which is fabulous. I love that. And one of them has been a customer since 2020. That's when she bought her first one. And then she's bought 3 so far. I just think that's really cool. But I'm going to quit rambling. I do need to make one more crossbody purse, and then we'll see about sewing. Okay, last week's video, I had made a grocery bag out of one of these. And I made 2 more, and this was the last bag that I have for now. I do have some people who are going to bring me bags, but I thought I might as well get this one made and out of the way and getting ready for more bags. Now, in last week's video, I did say, how am I going to do this and not iron? Because I'm an ironing person. Well, let me tell you, you can iron it. I set my iron on the lowest setting and I can iron it because these bags are rounded. It's kind of hard to find like where the center of the bag is. So I did iron this. And now what I'm going to do is, and I showed this in last week's video, so I won't show a whole lot of what I'm doing because I've already showed it. I don't want to bore y'all with this again, but I'll show you what I'm going to do. Hang on. So what I'm going to do is cut the end of this off. And I'm not quite sure. I think I cut it about right here. I don't really measure. There's wording on here, and I usually cut just right below it. And I do use my rotary cutter. So let me get this lined up. And there we go. I'm going to save this bottom half. The first one that I made, I used cotton webbing. I did get some feedback on that I shouldn't use the cotton webbing because it stretches. I've used cotton webbing before and it's never stretched, but I thought, well, I'll give it a try. I also discussed in last week's video how I put this in the washer. I'm not recommending it. I'm just saying that if you happen to put a liner, a fabric liner in here, that it will wash, but I don't know how many times it would actually make it by washing it, because it does have some of these bags. I don't know about all the bags, but some of these bags do have like a plastic coating on them. So I don't know how much it could withstand being in a washer. But I did throw this in there. There's no peeling of anything, and it did get them clean. And that was one of the reasons why I didn't want to put a fabric liner in it, because if you're using it for a grocery bag, let's say you have some meat in there and it bleeds off, then what do? Throw the bag away or spot clean it? I guess you could do that, but who really wants to take the time to do that? I would throw it in the washer. But with this not having a lining, if that should happen, you would just simply spray it out, wipe it out. You could, put some water in it and swoosh it around and dump it out. That would help some. But I'm just making mine without liners. Maybe in the future I might put liners in them. But if I put a liner in it, then the price of these goes way up. The only reason I'm going through these steps again is because I feel like in last week's video, when I was done taping, I always rewatch it all like 3 times. And I thought, I'm not explaining myself very well, I don't think. So I put in, future Cheryl, went back and tried to explain a little bit. But I don't want to give anyone the wrong impressions about these bags. I did use my iron on this one. I have it on the lowest setting you can possibly use. It did not melt it, but it did help me crease it. My hardest part for me is making the handles out of this. It was really hard. And what I did was I cut this 4 inches and then I cut it in half and sewed it. I, did 2 lines of sewing, and then I cut that in half, and that made 2 handles, because I'm like, I really don't want to mess with making more. And it made the handles, I don't have them here with me. I have them at my work, but it made the handles about, say, this tall. So not super short. I could still kind of get it under my arm if you wanted to. So yeah, but I'm going to sew this up. All I do is I sew the bottom. I do three trips of sewing the bottom of it, and then I squeeze the corners and I cut 3 inches. I'll try to show you that part, because I didn't really get a close-up of that last time. So one moment. Okay, I just sewed up the bottom. I went 3 trips just to make sure it's sturdy. I will say that these are slicky and they do move, so you got to really hold on to them. Let me see if I can get a better shot of what I'm doing. So you want to do the corner. Sorry, this is going to be loud. So you just make it like this. And then I'm going to measure from this very tip, not this, but from this tip right here, I'm going to measure 3 inches. And I'm going to draw, whoops, I'm not showing. I'm going to measure 3 inches and I'm going to draw a line, and that's where I'm going to sew, and I'm going to do 3 trips. And then I will cut it off and I'll zigzag on it. On my marker. Oh. I'm not really quite sure if this is how you actually do it, because I just kind of looked at them. I've made grocery bags with fabric before. Like, I've used to make a bunch of those. And so I'm just kind of basing it off of how I used to make grocery bags with fabric. If this is wrong, I do apologize, but they seem to be working out. So it just gets really, really loud. I do apologize. Also, after this clip, Sunday I was in my shed sewing, and I was having a little bit of a fit because my thread came out, and I can't see very well. And my husband happened to walk in while I'm having my little fit, so he tried to thread it for me, and I captured him on video. I thought that was really sweet. He can't see either, so I finally did get it, and right after I got it threaded, I hit something really hard and bit my needle. So we had to start all over. Okay, I'm going to get this sewed up.
Do something. Do it. I got one more spin, you guys. Better be good. Here we go.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. Last night I got the turkey bag done, and I did not get a picture of it, but I do have a video of it, and I'll put it here next. Okay, does anybody make a list of items they would like to make, something you want to add new to your shop? I do that, and I found my list, and there's been something I've been wanting to make since last October. This craft fair that I go to in October is an outdoor craft fair. It's the only one I do, and it's very dog friendly. So I've been wanting to make these for some time. So today I made one. Hang on. Isn't that the cutest thing? Those are so easy to make, the little dog bandanas. I couldn't find Jerry's regular collar. That's his shock collar. I don't shock him. I have to use it because we live on a farm, and he thinks he can chase tractors. And he's already been run over once. So that's not cruel. He only gets buzzed. No shocking. Anyways, aren't those cute? Now, what I'm wondering is, how much do you charge? That's a small. It's an 8 by 8-inch square. How much would you charge for something like that? It takes me all of 15 minutes. Don't you dare jump to make this. He's a great little model. But anyways, yeah, I've been debating on, because I'm going to make 3 sizes: 8 by 8, 10 by 10, 12 by 12. And I'm just not quite sure on how much to charge for them, because it's barely any fabric that you're using. I got on your standard, let me show you. On this piece of fabric right here, so what is that, 45 if you pull it out? I got 5 of the small bandanas. So probably with the 8 by 8, I probably get 4. I mean, the 10 by 10, 4, and the 12 by 12, probably 3. So I'm wanting to know where to start with the small ones. Now, my daughter goes to a flea market and she buys her dog these bandanas. And just for one, she pays $15. In my mind, I'm thinking that's quite a bit of money for for that. Maybe I'm wrong, but I know I can't charge that much for one, not in my area. But anyways, so we're going to be working on that tonight. Might be a little bit later. There's a lot of farm activity going on, and you never know who's going to pop in. So I'm going to go sit down and crochet for a little bit, and I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, this is the last of my smalls that I'm making. And what I do is, I don't know if you can, I've lined the tips up with my mat on here. And I'm just going to, I marked my ruler because it's pretty faded. I need another one like this. But for the 8-inch, I'm going to draw a line here, and it's 1 3/4 inches. So I'm just going to line it up. And oops, I didn't get over far enough. Oh gosh. And I'm drawing my line. I have seen where they draw their line on the outside, but I don't have that type of marker. This doesn't wash off. Oopsie. And the reason I'm drawing these lines, I'll show you in just a second. I keep getting this wrong. Okay. I have my lines drawn, and then get my camera situated. What I'm going to do, and I'm not really quite sure on this part, but this is just how I do it. I fold the tip over and touch the line, and then I'm going to iron it just to help. And then I'm going to fold to the line and give it another press. And then I'm going to make one more fold. And I'm going to repeat that on the other side. Okay, now I'm going to just take it to my sewing machine, and I'm going to start stitching from actually right here and catch this and sew all the way down to the end like that. And this is what it looks like. So now what I want to do is, this is the good side, and I just want to, oh, my voice is going, match up the tip and my corners. And I like to iron a lot. It just helps, I feel. Okay, and then I'm going to take it to my sewing machine, and I'm going to start, let me zoom in. I'm going to start, the stand is wiggly. Right here at the corner, sew to the tip, pivot, and sew to this corner. You don't want to sew these shut because that's where you stick the collar through. Make sure you back stitch right here at where you're going to stick the collar. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry about the voice. But yeah, and then you just want to flip it inside out. Oh, also I cut the tip like around it so that it can make it a little more pointy. And flip it inside out, and I'll be back. My microphone died in the middle of that. But what I was trying to say was that you need to poke the tip out, and I just use a crochet needle, and to make sure you don't poke too hard, or you'll end up pushing your hook through it. You can even use an ink pen without the pin part down. That would be pointy enough to help do that. And then I just sewed across the top of it just to keep it stable like that. Because the collar, you put the collar in through here, and then this just keeps it from bunching up and down. Did you get that? But yeah, these are for small dogs, and I think I'm going to move right along and see how many I can get cut out for larger dogs. For some reason, this one's really small. It's a lot smaller than the other ones. I wonder what I did differently. Look how much smaller this one is. So this is an extra small. And these are smalls, I guess. I don't know what I did wrong there. It's hard telling. But yeah, this is something that's been on my list for 6 months or better. I need to dig that list out because I've got quite a few things. One of them was for the flannel baby blankets. And I got it done, and Joann's is out, and Hobby Lobby's selection is far and few. And online, trying to find nice flannel is very expensive. And I got this one done. It's not done. I was going to crochet around it, but now I'm debating on if I even want to do that. So this I may give as a gift. Whoever suggested the pill shaver, excellent. It looks really, really good. I'm so glad I invested in one of those. But yeah, I'm taking these off my list. So, but that's a good thing. You know, you put stuff on there you think you might want to sell, and then you come to find out you just don't want to. So for the rest of the night, I'm going to switch between crochet and working on these dog collars. So I don't know if I'll see you later tonight or tomorrow. Good evening. Today is Wednesday, and I've been crocheting because I'm behind again on Amazon. So January and February were awful, and March I had 23 sales on Amazon and 5 on Etsy. I know that's not a lot, but compared to January and February, that's more than those 2 months combined. So I need to get 4 for one color done and 8 for another. And I really need to have at least one of those shipped out Friday. So I'm not going to, I won't be sewing tonight because of that. I want to concentrate on crocheting. Here's where I went wrong. In January, I should have stockpiled, even though I was having low sales. I guess I got just a little bummed about it, so I didn't. I just put it off, dabbled with it here and there, not really crocheting like I used to. And I feel like now I'm going to pay the price. But that's fine. I will eventually catch up. At least I got to do some cool sewing. And next week I have a project I want to do. I've been wanting to make these for quite a while. Uh, I think I even bought a pattern on Etsy about 2 years ago for it and never did try it, but I'm going to make up my own pattern for it. So you'll have to stay tuned for next week's video to see what we're going to get into. But I did last night get all the small ones made, all the small ones of these made. And then I got 4 of the medium-sized ones made. So I think they turned out really cool. My only problem now is I do want to continue making these. I think these would be a good addition to a craft fair because there are so many animal lovers out there. My only problem is what are people looking for? Do you think they're looking for more holiday type little collar scarf thingies, bandanas? Because I'm kind of thinking that. I think I'm going to quiz my daughter about it because she's always got one for her dog. And it's usually a holiday. Like right now, she's got her Easter one on. And then I think she gets her 4th of July one. And then there's Halloween and Thanksgiving. So I'm wondering if it's more geared towards holidays. Give me your opinions in the comments, please. I also think my next market in May, I think I'm going to downsize on what I bring. Um, I'm not going to bring my dishcloths. Those, nobody even looked at them. I also brought some phone pouches. There's no strap. Nobody looked at those. My soap scrubs. Nobody looked at those. I did sell one bowl cozy, but I've only got like 3. I'm not going to worry about bringing those last 3. So I think I'm going to start to downsize and I'm going to concentrate more on my purses and these dog scarves. Now for later in the season, I do have pumpkins made. I don't have a lot made, but hang on, I'll show you one. These are made with the knitting machine. I do like making these. And then I learned how to do the curlicue. And I actually have a video on how to make the pumpkin. And then I have a separate video on the curlicue. So I know for a fact, because I made these 2 years ago and took them to my October craft fair. And I think I don't know how many I took, but I only came home with like 2. So I know they sell good. The following year, I didn't bring them, and I wish I would have because I got asked a couple of times. So I'm trying to figure out for craft fairs. I've been watching a lot of people who do craft fairs, and their setups are so cool and displayed, and I just don't want to keep buying more and more to display. I am going to get me another shelf. I do feel like that is a very good way. You've got your height, your eye, where you can look up and down and not everything bunched up on a table. I do find some people get the tiers for your table, and I think that's awesome. I've also thought about, and I have done this at other craft fairs way back. I have a clothing rack, and I've seen quite a few purse sellers who hang their purses on the clothing rack. You get like a curved, it's like an S curved shower curtain hook, and they just hang them all on there. And she seems to do really well with that setup. It's like people can just sift through it. So I'm thinking about that because it's a 2-tiered one, and I was thinking if I could get that, because what was so funny is she also eliminated a table. Matter of fact, she doesn't even have a table anymore. She's purely shelves and then that rack. And that's kind of, I want to keep a table just for she's got a small like checkout counter, but gosh, those are expensive too. I'm just trying to be economical at doing this because the good thing is everything I have is multi-purpose. The shelf I keep in my shed and put stuff on it, and the clothing rack I use in the house for when I do laundry. I can just hang it up there and then go put them away. But I don't want to keep buying stuff that I can't use all the time. So I'm thinking about. I'm off track. The clothing rack at one point I used for Afghans. Personally, I'd rather just get rid of bringing Afghans because, for one thing, nobody wants to pay the price. They don't understand that one Afghan may cost $40 worth of yarn and, 80, 90 hours into it. And they think $65 or 70 is outrageous. I don't want to get pissy at craft fairs and try to explain to people, if I charged you $15 an hour, our minimum wage, to make this, it would cost you around $1,000. So I feel like the only good way to sell these Afghans is online, if you can get good pictures, and I'm really terrible at that. But for one, they're bulky, they're very heavy. That my mom, not very heavy, but they're not super light. They're big. They're very nice size. This is something that if you bought as a baby item, that this kid could use forever. They're big enough that when they got bigger, they could actually use as a lap Afghan. But um, anyways, I'm uh, I'm thinking about. I'm going to have to take him because I don't want to hurt my mom's feelings. But I am thinking of that clothing rack where I could just drape it over, the bottom part. I think I've only got 5, and I could at least fit 4 on there, and then I could lay one on the table. The way we had it displayed last time, I had them all laying out on the table, and which was cool because we did pick up several and hold them up and stuff. But uh, I don't like putting them on hangers, only for the fact that you're ripping them on and off of a hanger, and you could snag them, or it's just not good for that. So I'm rambling, I know, but I had these thoughts in my head and I needed to get them out. But for now, I am going to go crochet, and I will talk to you probably tomorrow. So see you later. Good evening. Today is Thursday. I'm a little late to recording. I worked my second job today. Uh, Usually I work it on Wednesdays, but I had to switch around. And I got home later than I wanted to today. I got out to my shed with my cup of coffee, did my computer work, and then decided I needed to go eat supper, and got trapped in the house because it was pouring. The wind was blowing, it was pouring. So me and Jerry were stuck in the house about 30 minutes or so. And so then I came out to my shed. I've only got 1.5 of the crossbody purses to get done, so I can try to get a shipment out. I'm not sure I don't know if I can get it done. I mean, that's not very many. I probably can, but I'm not feeling it. It's just not the crochet vibe is not with me right now. Um, I do want to. I'm pretty sure I showed you. If I looked back, I could tell you if I did. But I got the smalls and the mediums, and now I'm working on the large dog bandanas. I've got them. I did get 3, like I said I would. I got them all clipped and ready to sew the corners. And I'm just going to whip these out real fast. And then maybe the crochet bug will come back. I hope so, because I really want to get them done. So from the bandana um, cutting out, this is what I had left. And I can actually get a small coin wallet purse out of this. So I'm going to set it aside so I can make one of those later. Maybe not tonight. But anyways, that's really all we're doing tonight. I do need to get some more of the feed sack grocery bags made. The young kid that he brought me more bags, and one of them has horses. It's got a horse, I think, and a goat and sheep on it. And I think he was kind of interested in having one, which if I'm going to give it to him for free. So I don't think he's going to be at work tomorrow, so I'm not really pressed on getting that done. I'll have it done by Monday. Um, but he gave me, I think, three or four more bags, and I'm going to get those done. Probably, I might work on them tomorrow or over the weekend. I'm not sure. If the weather would cooperate and just be normal and stay at a normal temperature, I would really, really like it. Because, like tomorrow, it's supposed to be 88, which is Friday, and then Saturday, the high is 59. So it needs to cooperate. Maybe my sinuses would clear up and I could breathe out of my nose, would be really helpful. But so that's basically all I'm doing tonight. This has been kind of a boring little bit of a week because I hate to repeatedly show you the exact same thing I'm doing over and over and over. But for the whole week, I wanted to get these dog bandanas done and then go through my stash and see if I can find different colors and or themes or something. But anyways, yeah. And I don't want to bore you guys with you watching me do the exact same thing over and over every week. So I'm trying to break it up with trying to come up with new ideas, which I do have one for next week. I did mention that. But I am going to make one first because I am making my own pattern and I have to order something first. So if I don't get what I need, then that video may be the following week. If I order it now, I should have them by Monday. So I'm going to go do that. But anyways, I'm just going to go sew. And afterwards, hopefully I can get one and a half or more of the purses done. And then I will probably either see you later tonight or tomorrow. Today is Friday, and it's been a busy day here at the farm. One of our friends is staying at the farm. He has a camper, and he's staying here for a couple of days. And then some more friends stopped by, and I haven't got a chance to get back on the video, which is fine. I like when people stop by. I'd rather people stop by than me go anywhere. I know that's sad. But I'm just going to work on dog bandanas, my new love. I really love making these. Um, my daughter's coming home this weekend, and it's her dog's birthday. So I thought I would make up some little dog bandanas for her. I have a lot of scrap fabric, and that's what I've been pulling out. But I know my daughter's a Cardinals fan, and I can't sell these. So I thought, well, I could gift her one of these. And then I'm going to make one for Jerry. And then I have some cow fabric I thought would be cute. And I bought this fabric a long time ago. I thought it was cute, but to make a purse, but I don't really feel it's purse-like material. So, oh, it's only a half a yard. Okay. So I thought, you know what? These would make some cute little bandanas. So I think I might try that. I might make it out of this. It's just sitting there and I couldn't think of anything to make. It is cotton. I could make bowl cozies. I really got out of making the bowl cozies because I don't know. I'm not in love with them like I am these dog bandana things. But that's all I'm going to do for a little bit tonight. And oh, I sold one of my grocery bags yesterday at my work. So I'm super excited about that. And tomorrow, I don't know if I'm going to do anything tomorrow. If it's nice, I want to be outside and do something. I've got to get some vitamin D or something. Um, but I just realized yesterday, today is Good Friday, and I just realized that Easter is Sunday. I've been thinking this whole time it was next weekend, and it's not. It's this weekend. So, uh, because my daughter asked if we were coming over to eat, and I'm like, well, why are you having Easter a week early? So, yeah, she probably thinks I've totally lost my mind. So, we're going to my daughter's Sunday, my oldest daughter. And so tomorrow will probably just be a piddle around the house day. Or I might whip up some more of these grocery bags because I have some new designed ones. Also, before I go, I did get my stuff ordered that I want to make for next week. It will not be here till Tuesday, so that's kind of a bummer, but that's okay. I did order another one of these shelves. It will be here Monday. Also, somebody has suggested, I think it was in our Facebook group, that to get the magnetic hooks, I got those ordered because those would go perfect on here to help me hang stuff off the sides better. So I did get those ordered. Oh, I also ordered some glow in the dark moon and stars fabric for guess what? Dog collars. I because I have some glow in the dark for Halloween that I made some key fobs out of, and they're really awesome. I mean, how great is that to be able to find your keys because they glow up? But I thought, how great would that be? You're out at night walking your dog and it can at least glow a little bit. So I got that ordered. And I need to make some sales so I can order stuff. So I'm working on that too. Anyways, I think I'm going to wrap this video up for the week. It seems my last several videos have been pretty long. So I'm going to wrap it up. Look for a box bottom zipper wristlet bag. I'm going to do a video on how to make one of these. And it won't be my regular video. It'll just be a bonus video. And I'm going to try to put it out sometime next week, like Wednesday or Thursday, somewhere like that. Also, I don't know if I told you guys, but I was having a hard time keeping these purses standing. So I bought some of these really pretty glass rock thingies and put in here. And I think I'm going to get more because this would be perfect for an outside event. It makes it pretty heavy. I know at the market, one lady picked them up. She goes, "Oh, these are heavy." I'm like, "Yeah, there's rocks in them." But yeah, it worked out really well having those in there. So I think I'm going to get more for that. But I'm going to say goodbye for now. This is the end of the video. So while I'm talking right now, if you're on your TV, if you could just go over and hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber, if you could subscribe now. And if you're on your computer or phone or tablet, you can like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. It does help my channel. I know you hear a lot of YouTubers, if you watch a lot of YouTube people, ask for you to subscribe and like, and you're probably like, what's the big deal? It helps our channel grow. It helps it get seen more to grow. And then eventually I'm like this close to being able to make this a job. And once I can do that, I get to quit my day job. So I need everybody's help. So for now, I'm going to say goodbye, and I do appreciate everybody, and I'll see y'all next Sunday.